Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level social studies lesson, and today we're going to be talking about environmental issues. So in this lesson we'll look at some important environmental issues. We have this quote from Wendell Berry, who's a writer and environmental activist. He says, "The earth is what we all have in common." And here's some vocabulary words to start. Uh, Issue is an important topic or problem, and to have something in common means to share something. So how can you explain the word environment? Well, that could be everything around us, the air, water, um, the physical features of the land, also buildings, just everything around us. And can you explain what Wendell Berry means? Well, since as human beings, we all currently live on the earth. It's something that we all share, so we have it in common. And what environmental issues can you think of? Well, there are things like climate change and natural disasters, pollution. Those are all some of the environmental issues that we're currently concerned with. All right, and here are a few more important environmental issues. We have air pollution, deforestation, climate change, and water pollution. Um, so can you explain what each issue is? They're pretty self-explanatory here. Reducing or producing dangerous gases and releasing them into the air. Deforestation is cutting down too many trees in a forest. Climate change is when the Arctic areas become warmer than they should be. And water pollution is dumping chemicals and other contaminants into the water. Why do these issues happen? Could be because of increases in manufacturing and lack of regulation. Deforestation is just cutting too many trees without replanting. Climate change is really being caused by human activity. The burning of fossil fuels causes the temperature of the earth to rise. And water pollution, again, similar to air pollution, not enough regulation to prevent dumping of dangerous chemicals into water supplies. And are these important issues where you live? So that'll be a personal answer depending on where you live. All right, so you're going to read about some environmental issues, and before reading, see if you can match the words to their definitions. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so take air in and send it out again through your nose or mouth. That is to breathe. Cannot be predicted before it happens. That is unpredictable. To stop from happening is to prevent. No longer existing is extinct. A large amount of water covering an area that is usually dry, it's a flood. Causing damage or injury to somebody or something, that would be harmful. To throw out something you do not want, that would be to dump. A long period of time when there is little or no rain, that would be drought. Growing food is farming. And a type of solid, liquid, or gas is a substance. Now, see if you can match the words to the pictures. All right, so smoke would be letter D. Coal would be letter F. Oil, letter A. Soil, letter H. Factory, letter E. Wind power, letter G. Solar power is letter C. and hurricane is letter B. Now read about the issues and complete with the words in the boxes. Again, you can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Air pollution happens when harmful substances like smoke and chemicals get into the air. This can come from factories, cars, and burning fossil fuels like coal and oil. These substances can make the air dirty and hard to breathe. Deforestation means cutting down trees and forests. People cut down trees to use the land for farming or to get wood for building. This can destroy the homes of many animals and make the soil weak. Water pollution happens when harmful things like chemicals, trash, and waste get into rivers and oceans. Factories sometimes dump waste into water, and people throw trash into it too. This makes the water dirty and unsafe to drink or swim in. Climate change means that the Earth's weather is getting warmer and more unpredictable. This happens because of too much greenhouse gas like carbon dioxide in the air. These gases come from burning fossil fuels like coal and oil. So what do you think will happen if these issues continue, and how can we stop them from happening? So think about each of these and some of the possible consequences and maybe some solutions. All right, so Professor Das is an expert on environmental issues. She explains the results of these issues and how to stop them. So you can go ahead and pause the video, read this on your own, and then answer the questions. Or you can follow along as I read. If we don't reduce air pollution, people will have more health problems like lung disease. The air might become so dirty that it will harm plants and animals too. To prevent this, we can use cleaner energy sources like wind and solar power. If more people use electric cars, air pollution will decrease. If deforestation continues, many animals will lose their homes and might become extinct. The soil could also become so weak that it will not support new plant life. To prevent this, we can plant new trees and protect forests. If we use less paper and recycle more, fewer trees will be cut down. So what environmental issues is Professor Das talking about? Well, she talks about air pollution and deforestation. So according to Professor Das, what are the results of these issues? Well, air pollution, people will have more health problems, and plants and animals might be harmed. And deforestation could make some animals become extinct, and the soil could become too weak to support new plant life. And according to Professor Das, how can we stop each issue? Well, to prevent air pollution, you could switch to cleaner energy sources like wind and solar power, and also encourage people to use electric cars. And for deforestation, plant new forests, protect the forests that we do have, use less paper, and recycle more so that fewer trees need to be cut down. So now read as Professor Das explains two more issues. If climate change continues, we will have more extreme weather like hurricanes, floods, and droughts. Many animals and plants might not survive in the changing climate. To stop this, we can use renewable energy like wind and solar power. If we use less energy and drive less, we will slow down climate change. If water pollution continues, many fish and other animals might die, and people could get sick from drinking or using dirty water. If we stop dumping waste into water and clean up trash, we will have cleaner and safer water. If we buy fewer plastic products, there will be less trash in the water. So, what environmental issues is Professor Das talking about? Um, Extreme weather and water pollution. And the results are animals might not survive, and people, fish, animals could die, and people could get sick from contaminated water. And according to Professor Das, how can we stop each issue? Well, for climate change, we could use renewable energy like wind and solar power, use less energy and drive less to slow down climate change. And for water pollution, stop dumping waste into water, clean up trash, and buy fewer plastic products. All right, now we're going to talk about the first conditional. We use the first conditional to talk about future possibilities. We use the first conditional to talk about a situation and a result in the future. So if more people use electric cars, air pollution will decrease, or air pollution will decrease if more people use electric cars. In an if sentence, there are two clauses. There's an if clause and a result clause. So which tense is the if clause? If more people use electric cars, well, that's present simple. And which tense is the result clause? Air pollution will decrease, that is future. All right, so in a first conditional statement, we always use the present simple in the if clause. If we use less energy and drive less, we will slow down climate change. If we buy fewer plastic products, there will be less trash in the water. We usually use will in the result clause. However, you can use other forms to show different levels of possibility. If we don't reduce air pollution, people will have more health problems. If deforestation continues, many animals might become extinct. If water pollution continues, people could get sick from using dirty water. So remember that the first conditional expresses a future possibility. So now make some first conditional statements using the verbs in parentheses. Use the present simple in the if clause and will or won't in the result clause. So if we use too many fossil fuels, air pollution will get worse. So that was the example. If climate change continues, we will have more floods and storms. Animals will lose their homes if we cut down too many trees. If factories stop dumping chemicals into the water, the rivers will become cleaner. Air pollution will decrease if we use more solar power. If deforestation continues, the soil will become weak and plants won't grow. If people drive less and walk more, air pollution will get better. All right, these are more environmental issues, so think about these and then answer the questions. Overfishing means catching too many fish from the ocean too quickly. Littering is when people throw trash on the ground instead of in trash cans. And food waste is when people throw away good food that could still be eaten. So, why do these issues happen? Overfishing could be um, just for commercial profit reasons. Littering, maybe people are just careless or not educated about how harmful litter can be. And food waste, perhaps people just purchase too much food, or restaurants, serve portions that are too large. Um, Results, overfishing, you could actually cause the supply of fish to be depleted. Certain kinds of fish might go extinct. Um, Littering or can result in harmful trash products getting into the ground, the soil, or water. And food waste could mean food shortages in other parts of the world. And what can we do to stop these from happening? Well, there could be government regulations, anti littering, public service campaigns, anti food waste campaigns, or programs to donate food to unused food to food pantries, homeless shelters, things of that sort. All right, so you're going to write a report explaining an environmental issue. So choose one of the environmental issues from the previous slide, so either overfishing, littering, or food waste, and then write a short report about it. Here's some criteria. You want to explain what the issue is, explain why it happens, explain its results using if sentences, and explain how to stop it using if sentences. And if you would like to share your writing for some feedback, you can do that in the comments. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and you can support the channel on Buy Me a Coffee.